but we want to make sure that you guys are leaving here and you're getting something, because do you believe that if you had someone join your team, so let's say, for example, I know that someone had someone join their team, and in the last 30 days, they promoted to RC, they hit that $2,000 bonus, a ton of Zoom bonuses along the way, so the new person made 10 grand or something, okay? But that person, do you guys understand that if they would have joined your team, that person would have done the same thing? Do you guys understand that? Is there anyone in here that does not believe me? And put your hand up, just so I know how bossy I need to get from stage. So do you guys believe that if Dom Linic, okay, Dom, stand there, look cute. Okay, good job. Do you guys believe that if Dom Linic joined your team, would Dom Linic still be an SVP? Yeah. You guys, does anyone here not believe that? Okay, put your hand up if you believe that if Dom joined your team 12 years ago, that he would be an SVP, then you would have an SVP on your team. Okay, so what you need to figure out, though, is where to find the people that are going to build to RC, to RD, or be a top customer gatherer like some of these people on stage and have 500, 1,000 points. Because in ACN, you guys, we understand what we offer. It's a no-brainer. It is a complete no-brainer, but it's where are the people, right? So what we're going to do is these are people who are amazing, not just saying it because I like them all, but these people know how to build teams of people. So I need you guys, as I'm going to go through, I'm going to ask them some questions, and do they have a microphone? Yeah. So I'm going to ask some questions, and if there's anything that I forget by the end, is this cutting out, or is that just my ears? Yes. Should I use this one? Or? Okay. Keep talking or not talking? It's good? I can't see the lights or mice. Okay. So what we're going to do is for team building, I'm going to cut, we'll go, just so these guys know too, because they don't know the questions beforehand, but obviously they understand the topic of team building. So I'm going to go through and ask you guys questions about inviting, presenting, when you guys are personally prospecting, helping get into your teams and warm markets, okay? You all don't have to answer every single question, so we don't want it to be and then everyone repeats each other, okay? So we want to make sure that everyone here is getting something, but you guys are saying everything that you know, so that you've experienced over the last few years with team building. You're good?
Ask your first question.
Ask the first question? Okay, so let's start with, we'll start with inviting, because that is pretty basic. So be straight up and go through number one. Do any of you guys still get nervous when you're inviting, or are you way past that point? And then tied into that, what do you guys do at this level of your business when you are going out there to start to build a new team for networking? So answer honestly, if you get nervous still, or if you're no, that part isn't. And then right now, the people you are today, how do you guys start to get around some new prospects to do your own personal recruiting?
What's that? So nervous. You guys see that? It's real, but it's okay, because nerves means it's important to you. That's how I see it. So when I'm going to get on stage and I'm shaking, that means it's real. It means it's tangible, and it means that's God telling me to go for it. God, source, whatever, universe, use whatever word you want. But 100%, I love it, because at first it really threw me off. I'll never forget the first time I came on stage. That was boggling to me. You could barely get me on stage because I was shaking so bad. Now, when it comes to prospecting, to talking to people about this business, do I get nervous? I would say maybe a tiny bit, because I want to make sure I do the best job in portraying what we have. However, I do know the magic that's been created with this business through the results that I've personally seen happen. And so the way I talk to people now is I look at what can I bless them with? How can I help them? How can I improve their lives? And when I make it about them and not about me, it's all good. The nerves aren't there. I'm happy, I'm excited, and I just genuinely want to help people. So, yeah. That's good. Awesome.
Yeah, this question, we'll pass it all the way down.
Okay. Sorry, what was that?
We're passing it down.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we're all answering this question. All right. So do I get nervous? Yeah, I don't know anybody who doesn't. I feel like if you get nervous, it's because you actually care, right? You want to make sure, you know, you're showing people the same information, kind of the way you saw it, and you want them to be as excited because you know what it's done for yourself. Or at least for me. I know what it's done for me, and I'm like, I just, like Jared said, I just want to bless them with something. So I get nervous because I want to make sure that I'm saying it in a way or inviting them in a way that they can relate to, so that they can hear the information and take that blessing for themselves if it's for them.
And then part two, sorry, and then right now, so as who you are right now, as regional director with a huge team, when you are going to start a new team or prospect people, how are you doing that? Is that social media, old contacts, follow-ups?
Well, Richard said this beforehand too, it's networking, right? So I go out, I talk to people, there's definitely people, I feel like we all know hundreds of people that maybe we never spoke to. So some people have no idea that I do this, that I've known for maybe years. So I go to them. I go to people that I'm just talking to in general, that I may have just met. Basically everybody I speak to or get in contact with, if I'm joining a group, like a teen group or something like that, I will talk to people.
For me, I get nervous. I think, like everyone said to you, the nervousness is because you care about what you want to tell that person. For me, what I do personally before I make a phone call, I pretend I'm on the phone. I'm with myself before I make that phone call. And I repeat to myself 3 times what I'm going to say to that individual on the line to pique them. So that when I get on a call, I do my best invitation. But one thing we have to keep in mind is that no invitation is perfect. Right? You could perfect the invitation and the person could be not interested. So just be you, just go there and talk to the person and just show them that you care about them. Now, when it comes to networking, for me, I do a couple different ways. I do through social media. I also do it through networking. I'm part of networking groups. I go to different networking groups, run into Pam all the time. So we go to networking groups and we talk to people. But the great thing is when you go to networking groups, you want to talk to people to get to learn about them. It's not about you. If you're going to learn about them, you get to understand what they're going through. And people generally like to talk about themselves. So when you learn about them and you can understand where they're coming from, then you can relate what you're doing. When they ask you what you're doing, you can relate to what you're doing with ACN to connect with them, with their personal lives, so you can help them out as well too. So that's a great way of networking. Now for us, now building new teams as well too, is that we want to show people what's coming. Like we'll probably talk about this a little bit later, but we're going to talk to people what's coming in the market. Go in there and really engage with people and say, hey, we have some new services come in. Would you love to hear a way how you can actually be able to benefit from them and how it can impact them and their family and also other people around them?
All right, nervous? Nah. Right? Of course I'm nervous. I don't know if the nerves will ever go away. I do believe what these guys already said too. If you are passionate about something, you're always going to be nervous about it. And nobody wants to hear a no, right? So the way around that I've found is go for 500 no's. Go for no, right? Because you're not even going to get 100 no's. There's somebody in there who's going to say yes. So, and celebrate every single no you get, because that makes it even better. And then really celebrate those yeses. For me, I do a lot of networking. As Richard mentioned, we run into each other. And for me, it's about bringing the value to other people. I met somebody for a 10-minute conversation at a networking event just this past week, and I just let her talk about her. All she did was talk about her. At the end of it, it's like, oh my God, I don't even know anything about you. I said, great, let's meet for coffee. That's my trick.
That's cool.
Okay, that's awesome, Pam. Now, I think because we're older. Okay, when I first got started, I was nervous. Am I now? Not at all when it comes about sharing the business. And the reason being is hanging around this guy for 50 years, he is amazing, and he didn't even know he did it, is that whenever he met somebody new, he would just ask about them, what they did, what their story was. And then he always I'm taking your stuff, but he always tries to find a connection. So what's the connection? We always end up, they know somebody we know, they know whatever. We're not good on social media, so we just have to get out. So he does it through his trucking. I do it by just, getting out, going to events that I like, that I'm passionate about, and then just talking to somebody, finding out what their story is, and if they bring up, because as you keep asking, they're going to tell you exactly how you can invite them. And now no's don't even matter, because we know that we're looking for leaders, we're looking for people we can make an impact on, and that we know that what we have can absolutely affect their life, and then they have to decide, is the timing right now or never? Last weekend we were with David and we met this most interesting guys, and we had so many African connections. Like, we were so excited by the time it was over, and showed him the presentation, and yes, it's gonna add value, and right now he's in the middle of this, and this. He said, but, and then David got him to come on the Zoom call, and so it's just really fun. We know we can add value. We know people are busy in their life and it has to be their timing, but our belief in what we have and what we can bring people is absolutely phenomenal.
There we go. And I'm nervous a little here, not much even here anymore, because we're getting older, I hear. Yeah. But that's all. My mother was probably the talker. Her name is Enid. So when we talk too much in our family, we get the Enid, be quiet. So there's a whole group of us. Man, we sit around the table, there's 40 conversations going on. So I grew up in that. So I'll go into a restaurant or a bar. Kimmy and I went to the hockey game. We're standing there talking to everybody that goes by, the Oilers, and we knew nobody, but we just talked to everybody. People want to tell, once you make eye contact, you're toast. You're just talking wherever. But we have such a gift to give them, but we don't push it on them. But you talk to them, listen to them. They're going to tell you if they're worth your time or not. So you just got to plant a few seeds, talk hockey, weather, football, whatever, and they're going to tell you if it's worth your time to talk to them. They all need what we have. Like I said, I still have my 4,000 customers, so I'm hauling sand and gravel. Well, after you pay me, then I'm talking to you because you're already my best friend. And that's, once you know you're helping people, you can't shut up, really.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Okay, now the next question we're going to talk about, and then so for these ones, just put your hand up, okay, and then everyone just be nice. So when you finally get a new IBO, okay, so you have a new IBO and you get them launched, then, this, I was like, it's not being recorded. This is being recorded, but we won't be posting this kind of stuff. I want you guys to be very transparent because we all might build a little differently, right? Like the foundation is the foundation, right? The fundamentals of ACM, we get it. But I want you guys to hear from, because there might be some of these questions, we all might be doing it a little bit different because we have different personalities and stuff like that. So when you get a new IBO, they're excited, you're sitting down, you're doing their launch. And there's no right or wrong answer, so just be transparent. How do you help them get into their warm market? Do you first get them to CQ and then you get them in front of people, or you just the whole, we know you show 10, 2 will join. But to get in front of those 10, are you helping them knock out some Zoom customers first to get qualified to start to make money, to have a testimony? Or how are you helping that new person get into their warm market? So not your warm market, but when you finally do get a live one, you're like, yes, I got someone. So be straight up, and whatever you do first, even if it is not maybe the stereotypical ACN answer, and put your hand up, whoever wants to go first. And we can share this mic too.
Awesome. When you finally get a live one. I take a new business partner very seriously, right? Somebody's trusting you with their future, their hopes, their dreams, their goals. And so as a leader, I feel it's my job to help them to their success as quickly as possible. So one of the things I like is like a Bruce Lee quote, flow like water, because it's never the same for each person, right? There's some fundamentals we want to make sure happen. We want to make sure that we get them qualified so they can start earning money. we want to make sure that they start building a team so they can have that leverage component. And so for me, I play it literally by the person I'm working with. I know that there's goals that we're going to do, regardless of which order we do them in. So it depends. If a person is leery, they don't know if they can trust us, they don't know if it's going to work, I want to show them as a win as quick as possible. So let's take a look at how we can get you on the earning side of your services right away. Who can we talk to right away that thinks like you, that thinks that this would be a great idea? And so we start showing them some wins, and through those wins, obviously when we win, we get excited and we want more winning. So that's how I do it. It's person by person and basis by basis.
Awesome.
I'll go next. So to add on to what Jared just talked about, so he says case by case, same thing as well for me as well. But what I go in first is that when I say I want an individual, like Jared said, who do you know? Because at that point in time, when it first gets started, that person's very, very excited to be in the business. And the energy level's up. So I asked them, who do you know? Who's your flat tire friends? Who do you call 3 o'clock in the morning? Who can you call in case of emergency? Who do you know will do this business with you? Let's get on a call with them right now. Get them on the call so we can show them this information. Because if you end up tapping that person's warm market immediately, that's going to lead you to your next regional director or next regional vice president. And once you get that win for them, the friends and join the business, they're going to be, wow, I didn't realize this was this simple. But you have to take control and show the person, hey, we want to help you show as many people this as possible. Treat it as a grand opening. Treat it as if they just got started, they should just bought a traditional business. They're going to invite every single person. So you want to focus that right away. And again, like Jared said, you might have some people who are very kind of timid and laid back. And it's totally okay. You could adjust to that as well too. And if you ever feel the person's giving some kind of pushback, let them know, that's okay. We can do it a little bit slower. We don't have to push or overwhelm because you don't want to push that person away at the same time. So you definitely want to be able to get either their warm market either from, showing the opportunity to others immediately, or if they're really, I don't know how this is going to go, that's totally okay. Let's get a handful of bills for some people, and let's get you a win. Let's get you a Zoom bonus, show your friends the value of this, and by even doing that as well too, even from them just getting those bills, some people will say, hey, what are you doing? I want to see how you can get paid off this as well too, which can lead to another business partner. So again, it's just by case scenario, but that's what I do for people I speak to.
I don't know if this is right or wrong, but every person that we bring into the business, non-negotiable, you have to get customer qualified. So before we even sign them up, you got to bring some bills. You're going to be customer qualified at the launch. And the reason being, because then they have one success. They've kind of gone through, and it's usually Zoom and a couple family of Zoom. So they finally, they've kind of been through the process. They see it's very doable, and we're there to support them. So non-negotiable, 100%. If you're not going to get customer qualified at the launch, it's not time to join the business yet. Then we sit, so as we do that, and they're excited, and then we're going to say, okay, what do you want to accomplish in your first 30 days? Your first 30 days is really important. We want to get you a paycheck. What do you want to accomplish? They tell us what they want to accomplish. Then we move into their warm market. But we had this one IBO, it was last year, remember when all the rates were crazy and the bonuses, and it was so crazy. And so one of our customers sent me her as a referral. So I went to her house, ready to sign her up on Zoom, and then we just started talking. I found out who she was, and she told me, she says, I'm just looking for an extra stream of income. Well, that was hard. And so I just gave her a really high-level overview. She became a business partner right away. We got her customer qualified, and then she said, I know this is about building a network, but I'm not going to build a network. And so she said, I'm just going to get customers. We said, okay, we'll help you get as many customers. She's got a lot of customers. She already has a really good residual income, but now she's at the point where she wants to reach out and start to build her team. But I think it's really important, once they're customer qualified, then get into their warm market as quick as possible. And exactly what Richard said, who do you know who would change your flat tire? Who would you call in the middle of the night? And even people that might not think they'd never do it. They just need to see what you're doing.
Just let's start. Good. Okay. Does anyone else want to add on that topic? Okay. Now the next one, this will be a quick one, but when it comes to presenting, so do you guys do the presentations for IBOs until they get to a certain point, or is it like different for some? Do you ever make them present if you know they need to be like little birdies pushed out of the nest, or do you mother hen your team? Like, so just be again straight up, and it might be different for everyone, but.
I start at, what do you want? Here's the money, here's some stories, and you want the details, talk to her. So I just, you talk how they want to hear you, right? So you have to, again, you got to listen to what they want, give them enough nuggets to get them interested, and you want the details, and you pass them on to the next guy.
For my IBOs that just start, I always do the presentation for them until they feel ready to do it for themselves. I want everybody who knows, like, we're here to help you. This is your business. You're going to decide for yourself what you're going to do in your business. However, I'm here to help you to succeed. So whatever your goals are, if at the start you don't feel comfortable presenting for yourself, it's just a few slides. But if you don't feel comfortable presenting those slides for yourself, I'm okay to present it for you. On top of that, your friends, your family know you for who you are and what you do. So right now, it's understandable for me to present it for you because you can call me their expert, right? So that's typically what I do.
Someone go. Again, for me, it's a flow like water because some people want to, right? So that's the nugget. If you're working with somebody that wants to do a presentation, that wants to sign up customers, like I'll give you guys a quick example. I was working with a banker and I was showing him how to sign up one of his properties, and in the slow time, because I take my time, he signed up 9 other houses. And I was okay, let's do property number 2. He said, I'm done. What? And so like he's a very self-starting type of person, right? So when you're working with people, if they want to grab the baton and run, absolutely coach and support them and run with them. And then on the other side, exactly what Lisa said, and all the other leaders I'm sure feel the same way, we're here to support our partners. We're here for everybody's growth, everybody's success. So again, go with the flow.
Yeah, to add on what everyone said to case-by-case scenario, but you can see, like Jared said, you can see someone that's going to be a leader. You can tell that person wants to take on. And what I did with the training today, I always tell people, if you take control of your own business, you will move a lot faster. Of course, I am here to present for you, but if you want to move faster and get results, you want to get double the time, learn to do the presentation. Present in front of yourself, present in front of your other half, and learn how to be able to go there and just share the opportunity. The great thing about this presentation is that you don't need to master it. All you got to do is read word for word is on the screen. You'll be surprised. And if the person asks you, well, they're like, hey, well, you're just reading the words off the screen. Yeah, exactly. That's how simple this business is. Because all you're doing in the beginning is sharing the information with them to get them to come on to the bigger presentation, get them to come to these events. And for the ones that don't want to present, that's totally okay. Not everyone wants to be on stage, not everyone wants to be on a Zoom talking, but the thing is, that person is going to lead you to your next leader who's going to want to take that presentation on, who's going to be the next RVP. But for me personally, I never force someone to do it. I just give them the option to say, hey, you can actually take your business to another level if you start presenting.
Awesome. Okay, anyone else? Okay.
Can I just add? I'll just add.
Oh, Sharon.
I'll just add one
Sharon,
thing.
Dawn, you're gonna have to control your mother-in-law.
Yeah, so I love what everyone had said. And so let's say if someone's brand new and we're doing some Zoom presentations, I always want to make sure that the IBO gets involved in the presentation. So we might be going through the presentation, and I try to make it more of a conversation than a presentation, but I know what the IBO, what their strong point is. So when we come to that point, I get them to talk about that slide or whatever, just to get them comfortable about eventually presenting on their own.
Okay, now this one, you can pass it back to Jared. This one I'll get everyone to answer. This will be the last question, and don't worry about the clock, go as long as you want. Okay, so with the 2 new services launching that Dom's gonna be training on today, okay guys? So with the 2 new services launching, knowing we're getting into fintech banking, we're getting into home auto and home insurance, car insurance, but on top of it, we know, hopefully you all know, we are the most blessed market in all of ACN, including America, that we have Zoom Energy, and Rate of Last Resort is here and it's happening. And like Pam, awesome training. Ray just went over like the 4 4-year plan and stuff. So right now, when you guys are personally building, but plus helping your team, are you leading with Zoom, or are you now leading with like the new services? So, and also tie in why and what is the importance of building a team before the new services go live. So be straight up if you're focusing, because Zoom is so magical right now. Are you focusing leading with Zoom and then the presentation adding about fintech and insurance? Or are you inviting and getting your team to prospect using the 2 new services? And then why does everyone need to have a team before the 2 new services go live?
Oh, we're gonna give the nuggets away. I focus on building vision, right? Because ACN's amazing. The company is absolutely amazing. The co-founders are amazing. All the leadership is amazing. I mean, do you guys know you have senior vice presidents in this room right now? ACN has truly, truly got your back. So we lead with vision and excitement. And so the way that I do it is I build the vision and excitement, and then I say, let me show you, let me explain what I'm talking about. And then I start talking about Zoom. We're in an energy market. If you're not, this is my personal opinion, take it for what you want, but if you're not building Zoom, you're missing out. Like, absolutely missing out. And now, as Pam showed us, and Jordanna was talking about it too, like the rates, guys, the timing is here. So when it comes to distribution, I've been involved in ACN a little while, and I constantly plug into these trainings. I come to the live trainings, and over the years, we've heard the leaders say, distribution is everything. And if you think about it, right, McDonald's, Tim Hortons, all the greats out there, right, there's nothing special about them. They just have a lot of distribution. So when I started to understand that, I started to understand we actually get to bless more people with the bigger distribution we have. So we know these services are coming. We know, if I said, who's paying for car insurance right now? Like, everybody's gonna raise their hand, right? So this is an opportunity to be very excited, build a huge vision, and share this with people. Get yourself set up in a position that you're able to affect others' lives by building that distribution. So absolutely, that's key, for sure.
Jared just said it. But yeah, honestly, that's what I do as well. I start off with, well, right now, anybody that I'm prospecting based on the 2 new services. Yes, we do have Zoom Energy, and yes, we're blessed to be in this market for that, but I'm also prospecting people outside of this market. So because I'm also prospecting people outside of this market, I build vision, like Jared was saying, and I say, flat out, can you imagine being paid off of your banking services? Yeah. Literally just pause, right? Pause. Do your blink twice, whatever it is. If you just imagine being paid off of your car insurance, you imagine being paid off of your renter's insurance if you're not using a home. There's disability management in there, which is what I did beforehand. Like, all of these different types of insurances that people need, right, are banks. Most people are using banks. There are a few that maybe like to put their money in their mattress. But in general, most people are using banks. Mortgages, all of that stuff. Imagine being paid off of every single thing a bank can offer. Yeah. Everything.
Yeah, I think that's possible. For sure.
So that's what I do. So because I'm building outside of Alberta as well, that's why I will focus on all of the services, because no matter what, like Jared said, our whole suite of services, imagine being paid off of any of these services. So I build the vision, and that's how I go.
I gotta stand up for this one. So, to start off with, when ACN said this in Dallas, we're gonna launch it with fintech and then home and auto insurance, I got goosebumps, because that's the industry I worked in for 16 years. My mom texted me, I saw the message, she's like, "Are you still in your chair?" She thought I fell out my chair. Like, all the leaders said here, we don't know what we have in our hands. So, like, to answer Jordanna's question is that we're building vision as well, to like all the leaders said. Of course, Zoom is amazing. We always want to lead with that. If you're not taking advantage of that, you're missing out, like Jared said. You have to talk about that. But right now, you want to start to build a team. You want to build a large team before this launches. Reason being is that when this launches, and we've all been here for Zoom for many years, this is going to make Zoom look very, very small compared to what it is. Look at the industries we're launching into: home and auto, fintech banking. So when I speak to people, I talk about them what we currently have, but I also mention what was coming in the future. And I talked about my experience with Zoom Energy. So when I'm talking and building a vision with individuals, I say specifically to them, I tell you exactly what I say in my presentations. I talk about we're launching 2 brand new services. The first one's fintech banking. You're like, some people don't know what it is. I said virtual banking, online banking. And I asked them, when was the last time, think about this right now, when's the last time you actually physically walk into a bank? Right, how often? Besides Pam last week. But most people hardly, they don't go to the bank. But the thing is, why are we paying to cover their mortgage? Why are we paying to pay staff? On our money that we work hard for, that they charge us fees? That's one of the biggest things that blows my mind. I have to pay a bank for money that I earned for them to keep it for me.
Yeah, give it back to you.
To give it back to me, exactly. And the next part I get to, home and auto insurance. Do you think people are frustrated with home and auto insurance rates?
Oh, jeez.
Everyone is. Who's frustrated with paying it? We have to pay. It's mandatory. Now, I tell people this again. In this business you have gas and electricity, you have home phone, internet, home security, cell phone, you have your mortgage, you have your home and auto insurance that you earn residual on, and then when you pay with your fintech, banking, debit, or credit card, you earn more residual on it. You're earning on every single service that we have that we live off of. And you have a company who's going to give you that money back in your pocket. Those companies are making so much money off of you. Why don't you take that advantage and earn that for yourself? So you can see here, who thinks in here that's a great vision to build people?
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
That's a vision that you need to go and tell people, so that, guess what happens now? The way I'm thinking, if I can build a large team, and if I can help my team build a large team, when fintech banking launches, I tell people, imagine this. Imagine you have 100 people on your team. What do you think is going to happen day one? You're going to have 100 people who sign up for home and auto insurance, fintech banking, and then those 100 people, guess what they're going to do? Go and talk to 100 more people. Now you can see yourself and your team going from wherever position you are right now. So if you're a regional director, we urge you to get a regional vice president before it launches. Because by you doing that, you can see yourself getting to senior vice president very quickly from what this service is going to bring. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll pass it to Tam.
Geez, what more can I say? Yeah. I think Richard covered pretty much all of it. I mean, that's really what it is, right? Each one of us, each person outside that you walk by, wherever you are, at the grocery store, at the gas station, in the mall, whatever, these people are paying these bills. They have an opportunity to get paid back on every single bill in their household that they have to pay. They don't have a choice. You're not able, you can go buy a car, sure. Go buy a car. Let it sit in your driveway, because before it can be registered, you need insurance. Right? Your house. Before you even buy a house, the mortgage broker, 812, is going to ask you for your insurance papers. Right? You absolutely need these things in order to have the other thing. So we have a gold mine here, you guys. A huge gold mine. And the banking system is the biggest business in the world. You thought energy was big? Yes. Banking is bigger. Like massively bigger. So if you're able to build that vision for people and let them know that they have an opportunity to get paid on these things, it blows my mind why people don't want to get involved. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me why people don't want to get involved. Oh my God, because we're multi-level marketing? Sorry to say that.
It's okay, we're in church, it balances
It's
it
so
out.
true, though. Like, is that your biggest hurdle? Is that we're multi-level marketing? Like, get over yourself.
Okay, I'll be really quick. we're still building Alberta, so we always lead with rate of last resort, Zoom in. Do you want to get paid on your energy bills? And then, of course, we tell them what's launching. And then the whole thing, exactly what everyone said about setting vision, because you want to build a team before it launches. And then we just tell them our story. When Zoom launched, because we had built a team, we had more people join our team 6 weeks or whatever prior to Zoom launching. We knew we were going to be regional vice president one day, but we didn't know we would be that fall after Zoom launched. And so just from our experience and our belief of what happened, because we had built a distribution network, so we're able to share that with people. And people are excited to get paid on energy. And then you say, and home insurance, and auto insurance, and banking. It is
Crazy.
really awesome.
Craziness. Okay, business is distribution. If you have, I do snow rule for the Circle K. Circle K owns, they're out of India, they own the world. They sell one chocolate bar times 5,000 stores, one chocolate bar, profit. So we set up, BC's untouched. Manitoba, Saskatchewan, love them, no people. BC's crazy. Ontario, we can go east. We can hit Ontario and Quebec. They can sell. It's just pure numbers of people. If this is Edmonton, 45 people. We've got Grand Prairie, McMurray, all this, and then you go to BC, and these people are paying crazy money for their houses, mortgages, fintech banking, all the young people. I go to the bank, I know her personally, but lots of people are online. Her mother's online. Fintech, when I buy my fuel for my truck or pay whatever, I'm getting a piece of that back, plus the Avion, plus the plus. Build distribution. That's the key. Distribution, BC's untouched. 6 million people looking for extra money. And we're here.
Awesome. Okay, let's give them all a big hand. And the boys can take some stools as you go. And just as they're clearing the stage. But hopefully, you guys, that was really powerful. And understand, like, it's not rocket science what everyone is doing, but hopefully understand, like, be true to who you are, right? You follow the ACN system, but then within that, you build, right, what's comfortable for you and how you want to. But I know a lot of times in the industry and with ACN, you're like, this is the right time at the right place with the right people, right? So that can get cliche. By the end of today, when you leave, when Dawn breaks down fintech and insurance, and you can see the passion in these awesome leaders on stage, this is the right time. And you haven't missed anything yet, but you need to make a choice